Hey, good morning, guys. Hope you guys are having a nice day. Today, I am doing my second arrive and drive. I'm here at the track already. I've already paid. I'm sitting in my car, just doing this real quick before I go and meet up with the team again, International Motorsports. I just wanted to give a quick recap of last time. So last time, I did pretty well. I was able to get into the 57.6, which is it's pretty good for me because I think I kind of equaled my best the last time that I did this over 2 years ago, and that was during my last run where I was in so much pain. My arms, my forearms were in so much pain from gripping the steering wheel so much. My hands were blistering, but now, well, they didn't blister ultimately, but they were to the point of almost blistering. So today, for the first 2 runs, I hope that I can try to equal, if not better, that time that I did, where I'm in much better condition. I'm at like 100%. So I consider what I am right now at 100%. So if I can manage to get, or if I can equal that time or better that time in the first couple of runs, I would be extremely satisfied. So trying to achieve that is what my goal is for at least the first part of it, or for at least the first part of my day. And then I don't expect to maintain that same level of consistency, or the same level of pace and consistency later on during the day, because by that point I'll be worn out. I'll be not just sore from the steering, but also just kind of exhausted in general. So that's my goal for today, and then I think that's about it, because my goal is just to get faster. And now that I kind of know where I need to push and how hard I can push, and maybe even push a little bit more in certain cases, I should have a pretty decent run the first couple times I go out there. So I'm going to push as hard as I can for the first couple of sessions, and then see how I can manage to maintain some kind of consistency for the subsequent sessions. So that being said, I will walk down over to the team and we'll get started. Alright, so it's a much busier day today than I thought it was going to be. There are like maybe 3 or 4 times the amount of people that were here on Wednesday last time. So it'll be nice to kind of have more people to kind of reference off of when I go around the track. And it's also kind of cloudy, like to the point of where it drizzled just a little bit a couple minutes ago. So, but I don't think rain is going to be a big factor for the rest of the day. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier is that when the last time I was here, the helmet that I had, it had a GoPro mount on it, and I think I mentioned it that time, but I didn't mention it earlier when I did the intro to my video. So what I did was I brought my GoPro mount, the one that would attach to like the flat like adhesive one that I mentioned. So I brought the more appropriate one, the smaller one, and hopefully I can mount my GoPro onto the helmet, assuming that I use the same helmet that I had last time. So if I do use that same helmet, then it'll be much better than the view that you got from when I had it mounted to the front of the go-kart, where it was a bit shaky, it wasn't really stable. But now you'll have a much more stable footage. You'll have more stable footage because it's on my helmet, and your head is a natural gyroscope. It smoothens out any kind of vibrations. So I came a little more prepared this time with having this. So hopefully I use the helmet. If not, then you'll know, because it'll be mounted to the front of the go-kart, which it would make it look so much better. And I think everyone knows that. A lot of people go ahead and put it on their helmet anyway, because that's like the best place you can put it. Because again, the stabilization is much better and a lot less shaky. So hopefully that works out, and then I'll see you guys out there in just a few seconds. Alright, hey guys, I just got through doing 4 runs actually. I decided not to record after every session that I did, because I figured that I could just kind of do multiple at once.
So that way it's a little bit easier to kind of, or a little bit faster to kind of get through them. So I'm gonna start off with the first run that I did. So the first run, that one's a bit of a tricky one because, and it's kind of funny that it was the only session that rained, and it rained for all but, it rained for 7 minutes. It rained for 7 minutes, and I was in the unlucky group that went out when it was raining, and it wasn't that much rain, but it was enough to make the track, wet enough that sliding around was very possible and very easy to do. So anytime I would go on the power, out of a slower corner, I would lose grip, or when I accelerate, my cart would kind of like the back end would kick out. So it was raining, and I spun twice. I'll show the footage now, but I spun twice, and both times were into the or out of the first corner, because again, with the conditions how they were, it was hard to keep grip. Now the funny thing is that as the track was drying, the part that was still the wettest was the first 3 corners, or the first 4 corners. That's where it was the slickest. So even though the rest of the track was pretty much dry, but I was still taking it kind of cautiously through everything from like the fifth corner. From the 5th corner onward, I pretty much kind of took it easy, given that the first 4 corners were wet enough to make you kind of slide around. So I don't know exactly what my time was for that first session. I think one of the fastest that I saw was a minute 2, maybe a minute 2. And again, that was just from taking it easy because of the slippery conditions. So a minute 2 or minute 3 was like the best that I saw. So but I can't really confirm exactly what my best run was. But it does get better from there, trust me. So now to the second run, it was a much better run. I did have much better grip, and I equaled my best previous time of 57 seconds and 6, or 57.6 seconds. I don't remember exactly what the hundredths decimal was, but it was a 57.6. So I equaled my best time from last week, from that you saw in the last video. I equaled it, and of course I felt like I could have pushed more with the car. All right, I had to turn down the brightness there, or the ISO. Now it's not as blown out. But anyway, up to that point, it was my best run. Even though I did equal my time from last week, it was still up to that point my best run. And of course, there were places where I know I could have taken a lot more out of the car, but I wasn't ready to push just yet. I wanted to see if I can first equal my best time from last week, which I did, and then from there actually push more and more to the point where I can actually beat it. So now on to my third run. That was actually then my best run, because my best lap was a 57.3, which I was actually really surprised by. And I knew that I could have pushed more in certain areas, but again, I just didn't want to push too hard to the point where I go off track and I hurt myself or something. So and then I kind of ruin the rest of my run. So 57.3 is really great for someone who's only done this a handful of times. And I was able to get good, consistent lap times of not just a 57.3, but also like 57.5, 0.4, 0.6. It was for the most part pretty consistent. And then my most recent run number 4, it was pretty average, because I got caught behind a couple of people that were kind of slowing me down a little bit. I didn't get good representative times, and I think my best time might have been like a 50. I think it was like a 57.4 is what my best was. I could have obviously done better, but given that I was stuck behind a couple of people, I'd have kind of forced my way through. I did manage to pull off a 57.4, which still really good, but not what I would have wanted. So I'm just kind of chilling out now, waiting to do my 5th run. And I think given the time that it is right now, it's 3:42. I might only have time for one more run, because I do have plans after this. So I think one more run, and then I'm out of here, and then I'll do a recap once all that is done. So far it's been a much more productive, much more rewarding day today. I equaled my personal best, and then I then beat my personal best by 3/10. So it's been really great. Hopefully a couple more sessions, and I'll get down to 56.5 maybe. My goal by the end of the summer, or at least by the time that I do my so this is my second. By the time I do my fourth arrive and drive, I will try to, or I hope to get to the 56.5 marker. And then once I get that, if I can achieve that, then that's when I'll consider entering into a race and see how I do. I'm not gonna be the fastest, but at least I'll be somewhere in the middle that I can be able to keep up with everyone and not be black flagged or anything and be forced to retire. But who knows? Honestly, I feel really good. This is great motivation for me. Seeing the times just get faster and faster is great motivation for me. It shows that I am much better than I think I am, and I just have to keep working at it and see how something like that can benefit me in a race setting. But we'll see. That's still a couple of months at least from now. So I'm gonna go and relax for the next 10, 20 minutes, whatever time I have left, and get ready for my fifth and possibly final run.
Oh man, I feel so much more exhausted than the last time I did this, and it's only been a week. Now, I just finished doing my fifth and final run, and that was actually that was probably my second best run. It was my second best run because I did equal my best time, kind of. It was off by 1/100th of a second. So my fastest, which I did back in was it my third run? My fastest that I did during my third run was a 57.32. I did in that fifth and final session a 57.33. So it was off by 100th. But still, I mean, it's the same thing to me. So, but it's better than anything else I've done today, pretty much. So today there was much more improvement in my overall lap or my consistency. Yeah, I had a couple of good fast laps, but I was also pretty consistent keeping it in the 57.5s whenever I wasn't really pushing for the fastest lap, or for my personal fastest lap. So I think today I can walk away being much more satisfied than last time, because even though I did get 57.6 last time, I knew that I could have pushed a lot better. Now I know I've said that a lot for a lot of stuff, for a lot of these runs, that I know that I can push a little bit more, but it really depends on the kind of mindset that I'm in, and also the kind of condition that I'm in physically, because being out there, it's very physically demanding. My hand, or not this hand, but my other hand holding the camera, I have a little blister forming, so that tells you how rough it is to really drive the go-kart. And being able to equal my best time, being in this condition that I'm in on the final run, I just pushed. I pushed and pushed, and I was still somehow able to manage, or somehow able to equal my best time from earlier. So now that I know that I can push that hard for the third run, when I originally got the 57.32, now that I also have a better understanding of where I can brake just a little bit later, and where I can maybe not lift off the gas as much as I have before, I can combine that together and try to get a below 57 second lap. Now, it's not going to be easy. I'm sure it's going to take me a couple of runs, because I'm sure the first run, the next time I come out here, the first run is just going to be getting used to the track again, because I'm not going to be doing this for another month. So I don't know what I'm going to do about videos in between. So 2 months without content from the go-kart track is going to be a little iffy. I might do like an about me kind of thing. I don't know, kind of talk more about me in depth, tell you guys, my interests, my other hobbies, things I like, things I don't like, just to kind of fill in the gap between now and the next arrive and drive. But aside from that, it's been a great learning experience for me, because this is exactly what I want. Every time I come here, I want to get better and better, and that's exactly what happened. I went from a 57.6, I think, when I was last here a year and a half ago. Or 2.5 years ago almost. So I was able to equal that last week, or in the last video, and then today I was able to improve by another 0.3, which is fantastic. For me, it's fantastic. For guys that probably race here on a daily basis, then you know that 57.6 to 57.3 isn't that much of a difference, because you guys are probably going 55.5 or faster. So I still have a lot of work to do if I want to be able to get to that time, or to that you know, that time. What I can't think of the word right now because I'm just talking. Whatever comes out comes out. Going as fast as about 55.5 seconds. That's what I'm trying to say. So to try to get down to 55.5 seconds is gonna take me a lot, and that's the thing that kind of worries me, because I don't want to be kind of stuck in this like 57.5 or fast, or you know, 57 to 57.5 second window where all I'm doing is just improving by like tenths and hundreds when I should be improving by well over a second. I don't know where I'm going to find that second. I don't know if it's me. I don't know if it's the go-kart that's not really tuned to like race. I feel like I've been pushing as hard as I can, as hard as I physically can. So I don't know if it is just me. Maybe I can improve by about half a second, and maybe the kart itself can be tuned, you know, a little bit better than what it is currently, and maybe I can shoot for another half second faster. So to me, it feels like it's a little bit of both. So I need to figure out that the next time I come. Ask Carlos, the team owner, if the kart is race ready, and if it is race ready, then I've definitely got to improve by well over a second. So I think I'm just gonna end it there. I think that's all that I wanted to talk about. I had to like write things down just so that I had so I remembered at least the first 4 runs, because as I mentioned earlier, I didn't want to do a video, or like I didn't want to do a recap after every session and just waste more time. So I breaking it up into like 2 parts at least. I wanted to do it after the 3rd run, but then I got distracted by other stuff, and then it just didn't happen. So I did it after the 4th run, and then I did it again now after my 5th run. So I think I'm gonna do it that way, because of the issues that I had with the previous video where my mic wasn't working the way it should, and then other stuff. So I don't know. I think this is the best, or this is the way or the format that I'm gonna go with for now, and then just, you know, drop the clips of me in the go-kart in, you know, as I'm talking about each run, and then just kind of leave it at that. So with that being said, I'm gonna go home. I've been sitting here in my car for about 20 minutes now, just trying to cool down. It's been super hot. I don't know if I have a sunburn or not. I feel like maybe a little bit of a sunburn. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching, and remember to like, leave a comment, subscribe if you want to see more content from me in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video, which probably gonna be doing like an all about me kind of video. So I'll see you guys in that when that comes out. All right, peace.